which I think I said that wrong, but the NBA reporter, the guy that's breaking all the news, he says he thinks the Warriors are bracing for a possible change, saying that Durant is probably gone, which I think Durant is gone. Also, watch out for Klay Thompson. I don't think Klay Thompson is leaving because they'll have the money. If they're not paying KD, they can pay Klay Thompson. Shout out to Kesey in the building. Lou has a championship as a head coach on his resume with LeBron, says Big Mo. You're right. He has a clear-cut advantage over Juwan Howard. Unless they want to just go a brand new direction, unless they just want to start all over, because Juwan Howard will be a new head coach. He will not be an experienced head coach. But whatever the Lakers do, they'll figure it out. They have LeBron. That's a great start. And everything else that they add on will be gravy to what they have. So I think that they'll be fine. I do believe next year, mark my words, next year they will be in the playoffs. Maybe a 7th or 8th seed, but I think they will be in the playoffs next year. Shout out to Chief Rocka in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Guess who stepped in the room? Appreciate you, Chief. DJ Knox, thank you for tuning in. Durant going to surprise everybody and stay a year. Okay, Mo. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know where he's going because there, as much as people want to say Knicks, I just don't see that happening. But where does he go if he leaves? And is the grass greener on the other side? Which most of the time it is not. In this situation, it is not. There will not be any other situation better than the Warriors for Kevin Durant. There's not. So he, in his mind, I will be going back and forth too, because maybe I do want to go somewhere else and experience something else. Have a team built around me and possibly Kyrie or someone else. Or do I want to be here and continue to win championships? Katie to Brooklyn, maybe, says Courtney. Okay. Chief says, Ben, stop hating. Y'all don't want the man to go there. I don't care if he goes there. But I'm saying that is not an attractive destination based on him just going there. If somebody goes with him, that can be a different story. But if he goes there by himself, that's not an attractive spot. It's just not. But if he goes there, we'll see. The final interview is with LeBron. Guess who he's choosing? Ty Lue, 100%. If he had to choose, I think he's going to choose Ty Lue. And anyone that says LeBron has no say-so or LeBron's not as involved as you think, Ben, you're false and you're lying. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm better than that. Because LeBron has earned the respect to be involved in every single meeting. In my opinion, he's deserved the respect to be involved in coaching, involved in whatever, because he is the star player. He is the Lakers now. No one else on that team means anything more than what LeBron does. All right, so I don't think Klay Thompson's going anywhere. I think Klay is going to stay, and I think KD is going to leave. But Mo Cheese, a.k.a. Grits, could be correct. What if he does stay for another year? And they're going into that new building, which is going to be exciting to see. All right, so we're going to take a break. When we get back, we got to talk about Canelo Jacobs. We got Stanley Cup. We got XFL dropping some news this weekend. And then we got the Kentucky Derby with the weirdest ending ever, I would say. So we'll be right back. You're tuned in to the Weekend Wrap-Up Show right here on X Squad Radio.
We all hate when we have unexpected car problems. Well, I'm here to tell you about a viable solution. Bay 11 Auto and my man Melvin. You have emission problems? Brakes need changing? Transmission slipping? Is your car just driving sluggish? No problem is too big. I live on the other side of town and I drive over an hour to a guy that I trust. Melvin is honest, dependable, and definitely not in the business to break your pockets. Come see the official mechanic, Melvin, at Bay 11 Auto. You will be glad you did. You can reach him at 1455 General Arts Road, Conyers, Georgia, or 404-295-5715. That's 404-295-5715.
Welcome back to the Weekend Wrap-Up Show, featuring beats in the background that you're listening to right now, MIC Instrumentals. Also, if you want to start your very own podcast, you can do that on Spreaker. Use the promo code DS3Sports. Get a free month of any pro plan. Get yourself started. Try it out. Whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about music. You want to talk about sports. You want to talk about history. You want to talk about Game of Thrones, whatever. You can start a podcast and start talking about it right now. Shout out to Sluggo in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Joanna is from Chicago, so that helps. Chief says, how you know, Ben? And how I know what? I don't know if you're talking about the Knicks. If you're talking about the Knicks, people don't go there. That's how I know that. I know Melo went there, but how many years ago was that? And Melo eventually didn't end up staying there, and the Knicks eventually did not win anything. I want to see the Knicks be successful, though, okay? I'm not being a hater of the Knicks. I'm just saying people don't go there. I want to see the Knicks a successful franchise. I want to see the Lakers a successful franchise. Who else? Probably those two in particular. Of course, I want to see the Mavericks as a successful franchise. And I would say Chicago, too, because those are historic teams in the NBA that I think is great for NBA basketball for those teams to be successful. All right, so on to the Canelo-Jacobs fight. Canelo unifies the middleweight titles. Unanimous decision over Jacobs. Two ringside judges had it 115-113, while the third had it 116-112. Associated Press had it 115-113 in the favor of Alvarez. Alvarez says it was just what we thought. We knew it would be difficult. We just did our job. Jacob says he's a pot shotter. I felt I did enough to get the victory. And I think Canelo did win this. I don't think he won it convincingly, but I think he won it. I think he won it slightly. I think Jacobs did have an opportunity. He did get his shots in, but I think Canelo won more rounds. Pop says Joe Jacob or Lacobe is going to offer KD the super duper max in order to justify those ticket prices for the new arena in San Francisco. New York to hater, Ben, says Chief. Canelo controlled the entire fight. Jacob started too slow and did not engage. That's why the Warriors will lose to Houston. I had it 117-111. Canelo, says Kev. Yeah, Canelo is just dominant right now. He is dominant enough to win his fights. And that's what it comes down to. So there are some potential matchups for him going forward. There was an article on The Score that I was looking at earlier. In my personal opinion, I think one of them has got to be Triple G. Just because we want to see that potentially in September when his next fight is going to be. But there was an article that was put out there. Triple G, Demetrius Andrade, Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev are some potential names that he could go up against. We'll see what happens. I want to see the Triple G Canelo. That's what I want to see. Part 3. Let's get that started. Let's get that ready to go. Canelo is too good. Kevin, that's why you are not a judge, says Chief. Canelo is just too good. And I think the only person that can really truly run with him, I think is Triple G, unless there's some up-and-coming boxer that I'm not aware of. I think Mayweather in his prime could still go at it with him and probably beat him. But we will see what happens. I know Triple G Canelo is something that we could definitely see happen very soon. Like I said, in September. NCAA basketball news as we switch gears. KJ Martin, Kenyon Martin's son, commits to Vanderbilt. And remember, Vanderbilt just hired Jerry Stackhouse as their coach. Now, this kid, KJ Martin, is a third-star recruit, or I should say a 3-star recruit. And really, that does mean something, but it doesn't mean that much. If you can get on the floor and show what you have, 3-star recruits ball out all the time. You just got to get your shot, get your opportunity. But this is one of the first of Jerry Stackhouse's recruits. I think Jerry Stackhouse is going to be huge for Vanderbilt. I'm excited to see him at Vanderbilt. He's a North Carolina alum. He played multiple years in the NBA. My most visible thing I can remember of Jerry Stackhouse, as I'm kind of going off on the tangent here, is him doing that reverse dunk in the North Carolina Duke game, if any of you guys remember that. But this is going to be Jerry Stackhouse going to Vanderbilt. It's going to be huge for Vanderbilt, I think. Shout out to Low Key Submissive in the building. Jacobs was scared, says Chief. Be interested to see him move maybe to super middleweight for Canelo. I was thinking about that too. Maybe he moves up. You start beating everybody in your division. Maybe you move up. Canelo only lost to Floyd, and that was earlier in his career. Canelo has impressive resume. Facts. And he even admitted that he did not think he was ready. But he jumped into that fight, and he ended up losing it. So only time will tell. September is really not that far away. It's around the corner. We're in May, so we got June, July, August, 3 months. So I'm sure something will be announced. You're tuned into the weekend wrap-up show. Title of the show, Sprung Like the Sprite commercial. Throwback commercial. You guys probably remember that. I watched it today, and that's in reference to Steph Curry getting sprung on the rim. You don't dunk, okay? We all know that. Everyone in this chat room, everyone in the entire country knows that Steph is not a dunker. So why do you decide you want to dunk at that point in time? And maybe because he was missing layups. But I guarantee you we will not see a duplicate of his performance going into tonight's game. Which, like I said, coming up tonight, we do have Bucks, Celtics, Warriors, Rockets on tap for tonight. Stanley Cup, my Stars were on the brink of winning the series. It is now going to a Game 7. The Blues beat the Stars 4-1. Game 7 tomorrow in St. Louis. St. Louis has got the advantage. I'm going for my Stars, obviously. I'm not going to go any other way. But the Stars are going to need to get a win, a must-win Game 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs going into tomorrow. And no words for Steph, says Mo Cheese. If Conor going to come out of retirement to fight Cowboy, I think he is. I don't think Conor McGregor was truly done. Because this is what sports has become now. You retire when things don't work out. When something comes back your way. There was just a story on my timeline talking about Richie Incognito, the offensive tackle who retired, unretired,